So the US government's finally reopened, right? And we're starting to get a stream of data now back to help the Federal Reserve to make some decisions. So we are getting this Thursday, the 20th at 8:30 a.m. Eastern Standard Time or 13:30 GMT, the release of the September non-farm payrolls event. Right now, October is still uncertain. White House officials have indicated it may or may not be published, or certain components might be published. So that's largely unhelpful to the Federal Reserve, right? Now, expectations for this September non-farm payroll are pretty unchanged, and economists have given them themselves a really big range of where this data could fall. So payrolls are expected to rise by 50,000, compared with a 22,000 increase in August, with estimates ranging from a decline in 20,000 jobs to a gain in 120,000 jobs. So it's pretty nice, right? If you're an economist, it's like, that's a pretty big range. Probably going to be right somewhere in there. And the unemployment rate is expected to hold at 4.3%, with forecast range of 4.1 to 4.5. Now, in the meantime, the Fed has had to rely on a lot of these, sort of proxy indicators, other types of tier two data points like initial jobless claims, JOLTS, ADP report, right? And that limited flow of data has put the Fed in a position where Powell said, they're essentially driving blind, right? And you have all this division within the Federal Reserve right now where they all hold different views in terms of, should they keep cutting? Should there be one cut? Should there be more cuts? Should we just stay put for now, right? And so the key line that you have to think about is that Chair Powell has said that the situation right now, because of the data, is arguing for the slowing of the pace of rate cuts, right? Now that's the key line. So when this data starts to come out over the next few weeks, we have to see if that line changes. And that's going to be the key to kind of future market moves, right? If you want to keep track of exactly how interest rates are changing in near real time as well, check out our interest rate tracker, financialsource.co. If you want to see the full range of expectations for a lot of these events, so you can know when there's a big shock and deviation, check out our professional economic calendar. So many other things that are helpful for traders at financialsource.co. But that's kind of where the Fed is, and that's how we're approaching the non-farm payrolls event.